Hello, world, and welcome back to the adventures of Bazgoth, the Crimson Blade. They have just finished helping elves against some devils. I hear some crunching in the background.
That's my dice, I think.
I don't know if it's like. and they also defeated a red dragon and befriended the elf, of course, the Gloomstalker Captain Therion, who explained to them the whole reasoning of the battle in the first place. So now they are resting through the night and hopefully healing. And while this is happening and the fires are going for anybody who might need them, though elves don't really need them, but they have them just to have enough to cook or such. And it just sounds very nice and comforting to have a crackling fire. But as the night lingers on, Volsa will stay within the shadows, lingering. Anybody else who is awake, just let me know. But so far, she's the one that's staying awake. There are other scouts keeping guard within the forest. And Volsa just seems to be completely elsewhere with that 1,000-mile stare.
Being away for a little bit, making sure the team is good.
Yeah, you've got the wrong Twitch page up, mate.
Oh, do I? Ooh.
Me?
That's good catch. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. Bam. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Good catch. Thank you. Oh, and that reminds me. Look at that. I don't even have the Discord hooked up. Let's go ahead and do that. Was for the save. Or should I say Tarnik? Even Tarnik exists in the real world watching.
Mm. That's a scary thought.
All right. Hopefully the world can hear me now. Sorry, I had everything in the wrong. All right. But yes, continuing on. So yes, Volsa was in the forest, lingering in the shadows as everybody else is resting. The elves do have some scouts walking the perimeter. But yeah, Bordak, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to just make sure the team is good. Information on the daughter, because, you know, we might go in there and see about 1,000 elves. But pinpoint the right one. Maybe what she looks like and that kind of thing.
And that's what and you were, okay, so you were asking the captain, or?
Yeah, I'll ask the captain what his daughter looks like.
Okay.
And if I find her, I'll be able to know it's her. I don't know if the other elves that are coming with us know what she looks like. And even then, there's no guarantee they're going to survive until we get to her anyway. So I'll talk to the captain, make sure I get all the information I need, so that if I do happen to see his daughter, I can bring her home. Or at least get her out of there.
Cool. Yeah, so, well, Volsa's standing off in the distance. Fire is low and crackling. You hear the rest of the creatures of the forest still making their little noises. Something in the distance howls. And then off to the south, you hear a loud roar. If you could almost imagine that echoes across the forest, like in our world would be considerable. So maybe the Godzilla sound. And the captain looks up and you can see the flames just mirrored in his eyes. But he looks at you, nods, and nods over to one of the wooden chairs, makeshift log that they have there.
I'll take a seat.
Sit. We just heard this cry. What is that?
As they wake up,
Join
everybody
me.
wakes up. The captain will look around. He like puts his hands up and says, "Who knows? There are many different creatures not scour the pits of the hills to the south.
No,
But don't
not
worry,
heard
friend.
anything of that.
Say, fear not. The thing is far off. And usually such creatures as those do not linger close to the forests. We do have some protections. It's the devils that I worry about."
You mean those same devils that we killed? Like toothpicks?
Those probably are not the most of the powerful one. Maybe the horned devil, but yes, there are various. And some even say that even the strongest of them, those pit fiend creatures, may even lurk deeper into the pits within the lava. And if you are to travel there, also be warned that there are giants that linger within those mountains. Fire giants who are eager to enslave elves, or whether the unfortunate victims may cross their path.
I'm not worried. We've gone up against big, ugly before. And we're still
Big ugly.
Are we certain this is the path that we should be on? I don't want to face atrocities that we don't need to. We
the
seek the
enemy.
withered one.
If the enemy is as powerful as we have been told, we will need all the experience we can get before we get there.
Wolso will say from the distance in the shadows, is like, "I'm not willing to leave Little Wolf behind to whatever pain and tortures these devils have in mind. Though I don't really care about the cow."
We will get all of our people back.
Have the elves
Yeah.
experienced this type of thing in the past? People just disappearing?
The captain will say, "As I've said, there have been shadows appearing more and more. Since I can't find my daughter when she was taken by some shadows, I do not know what it has to do with devils, but
We don't know the source of these shadows.
it says,
Can
I'm
we
afraid
speculate?
not. I would guess that they're working with the devils. Though, as I mentioned before, the devils used to be corralled. They weren't eager to spread their evil. And then in the past months or so, suddenly something has stirred them. And then these shadows, who knows how long they've been stirring, but it wasn't until the borders of our lands were finally attacked that we started noticing just these things happening. But I suspect whatever answers to this would more than likely lie in the pits of the hills. If I could, I would travel further, but I must warn. I must return. And I must tell the rest of the Kataka elves. I must tell the village. And then we must discover, as I said, where we'll meet up. I will give you whatever information, and you can give me whatever information you learn in the pits.
We will tell you whatever we discover once we have finished our mission.
The elf nods and he'll say, back to the question. I suspect that Liren has pale moonlit skin, similar to other elves you probably see. But just because of their dwelling, since we live close to the luminescent groves of Kataka Forest, her hair is a soft silver blonde. She used to keep it braided in thin cords of dark leather, and she sometimes had stray feathers. I suspect. What other details can I give you? And her eyes are large and violet grey, sometimes luminous in dim light. She was wearing a simple travel cloak. It was faded green and brown. She usually has around her neck a small pendant carved from blackwood. It's shaped like an owl's talon. It was a gift I had given her. I carved it the night before her first hunt and her first bow lesson. But I suspect that, from what I heard of her friends, since the last I saw her, I think she was barefoot and extremely frightened. But I don't think she was not broken. I suspect that's all I could give you of her.
Is she a full-grown elf?
She's young. I suppose in human years, they don't stop aging until we at least reach our 18th or 20th birthday, but she had 14 moons to her.
Alright. I'll see what I can do.
You can tell that he's staring into the fire. That almost monotone voice as he's thinking about it. I should have been there for her. I failed her as a father. I've more than likely sent her to the hells. I could not fathom if her soul was taken. And he looks over to Bordak. What if they turned her into some Lemire? My daughter, becoming some fiendish creature. Or worse yet, sent to the burning fires of the hells. I could not forgive myself.
You never will. Losing a child is devastating, especially if it's your fault. But it doesn't sound like it was your fault. But you're just teaching her how to be an elf.
It's... He looks over and says, it's just so... This world can be so evil. How can these creatures be allowed to walk upon our world? I will rid of our world of all these fiends. Mark my words. Such creatures that have no empathy. They're dead inside, no heart. What kind of creature would ever think about sending anyone into the hells? It doesn't make any sense. I get that we all war against each other, but life is still life. These creatures, They don't understand that. Devils. Devils of the worst nightmares. We cannot allow this to happen. I will raise an army. And so help me. By the god Morthil, even if he does not help me, I will do it alone. I will go into the pits, and I will vanquish all this evil. You see him, he's just kind of gripping his fists together, staring into the fire, almost like if he's like talking to himself only.
Go. You sure you can handle that?
He looks over at you and says, as you said, losing a child. It's one of the worst things. If I've lost her, then the only thing I have left is my vengeance upon these creatures.
That will make you whole again.
And says, no,
My daughter
I doubt it will.
and my wife. They suffered vengeance at my hand. But it did not change the fact they were gone.
He says, well, I suspect I'm not looking for betterment of my life. Right now, what would be sweet if something happened to her would be the fulfillment of vengeance. And then he looks up at the stars and says, but no matter, I suspect you all need rest. I will keep everything on guard. I must think. And he'll stand up and he'll grab his bow and he just kind of leaves the group and starts walking into the forest.
So tomorrow, we start investigating, searching for something we do not know.
Why not now? Just wake up. I'm full of energy.
I thought we were retroactively going to the night before.
Well, yeah, we
stars,
left
right?
when y'all were getting rest and everything, so that's why I was like, yeah, it's the nighttime during the rest and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, that's why I say if
get
y'all
our
had
rest
anything else to
first,
do and
and then
stuff,
we'll
unless
go.
y'all were going to go to bed and stuff, yeah.
Well, did we give them our dragon parts, or are we just leaving them to rot in our wagons?
That is a good question. What does everybody want to do with the dragon parts?
Well, I don't know if we can keep them fresh for the whole time we're gone. But we need to... Some of that stuff we can go ahead and start making what we need to do with them.
I don't know
Other
anything
than
about
that.
How long does that gland last?
What did I say, 3 days?
Okay. Possible.
Get my book out.
If not, we can go for a whole week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3 days. Because Cub was going for it.
I fear that the stench will attract predators in and of itself.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Spoils in 3 days.
That's highly possible.
Does anything else spoil, or is it just that?
Let me see if you have. The heart would
Right.
spoil in 2 days, but I don't think y'all get the heart. Let me see, what else?
No.
No,
Got-
I don't think so. Because everything else was claws, scales, teeth.
Yeah.
You cut off its head.
Oh yeah, the head. I mean, that would be like normal meat, I guess. Like the head will spoil after. That doesn't say the head spoilage here, but I figured that's gonna be like anywhere from
Sure.
like five or more days of it's like starting to get spoiled. I mean, not that y'all eating or anything, but as far as like it's like rigor mortis and all that other stuff that usually happens to dead things. But being a dragon, I would say about 5 days or so. But it's a big head, so the head is about the size of maybe a little larger than y'all's body. So
Oh wow, that's bigger than I thought.
yeah, it's a big head because I got the dragons here and with the little miniatures. Yeah, the head is it's pretty big.
Yeah. Tynick would be trying to attach it to the wagon. Sort of
The
like
head?
on the top of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Should
that's
we-
what he wanted to do.
Actually, I think
Can
y'all
we
did
just-
attach it. Y'all did attach it to the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd probably currently still be in the wagon unless y'all took it off. But
Should
Yeah,
we
it's-
boil it and make it more sanitary? Could we even boil it? If it's that large.
it'd probably have to
I'll
find
roll the
it.
nature check for it.
I mean, it's mainly just physics, based on the size of it to boil it. Yeah, you would more than likely need to maybe find something natural that has like a like a hot spring or like a it's a red dragon actually.
We're on our way to the red hell or the nine hells. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna take you
Maybe
more than
there's a
5 days,
spot we
though. I
can-
will say. Depending on how deep y'all wanting to go, it's pretty far.
I thought we were going to be looking for the shadows and getting our people back. Not that we know how far in we got to go.
Yeah, that's why I say depending on how far y'all gonna go and pursue it, because right here is about 100 miles. And then that's another 100. Just to get to the mountain is almost like 250 miles.
Yeah.
In the middle of the pits is 300.
Well, we're getting our people back, so if we got to go 300 miles, and the good news is we only have to go in about halfway, and then we start working our way out.
Yes, that is true.
It doesn't matter how far we have to go in.
We need our
Whatever's
people
in there, it's going to be running away from us.
If only that were true.
We're dragon slayers now. Have confidence.
All right, let's get some rest, Bazgoth. We've got a long journey to get our friends back.
All right. Yeah, and y'all can figure out what y'all want to do with the head in the morning, I suppose, if the dire wolves don't eat it. All right, let's see here. So, with that, we're gonna go ahead, jump to Mr. Oh, I already lost the name. It's gone. Guess we're not gonna jump, Mr. Narzag.
Yes.
We're gonna jump to you really quick while I open up your page. Mr. Narzak,
Google, I
I don't know if you actually know much about this part, this part of the world as a player, because you always play on the human union side. So, as far as where you're at, I will give you a quick rundown, so you can kind of give me a little bit of a story. I was going to ask for story, but just didn't have enough time. But let's go ahead and go to the main maps. So you are familiar with Solaire and the Darklands, at least. So you know that you are within the Orc Union, which would be the Darklands of Caradosis. Caradosis is split into the north and the south of different cultures of Orc. The Orcs in the south have become a little bit more, let's say, open-minded toward trading with the rest of the world, trying to change and unite and make a little bit of a difference of a culture that, compared to the North Orcs, are still in a sense a more warlike culture. They're still more about power, strength, and conquering, though there is some of that still lingering within the South culture. The Orcs in the South have tried to unite and also bring the Orc people into a progressive idea to try to fit in with the rest of the world. Though some of them still are, caught in the old times where Orcs are considered the strong race. Elves and dwarves and humans are weaklings, and of course goblins and such used to be the same, but goblins have come up in the world in the south, and they even have their own empires. Bugbears, minotaurs, all kinds of creatures now survive within the southern continent. And within that southern continent, we can go into a little bit more of a zoomed in part, which would be this map here. The kind of
Just for background, Tarnik's from the north part of the continent, so he hates everyone. He hates all the elves, humans, and everything. Just so you're aware.
and
Unless you're an orc.
and then also,
Well, I've been watching the stream.
yeah, and also the so Kadavorbus is pretty much the capital of the center lands here, but the actual empire is ruled by Olgrug, which is here. So between those two, within the inner continent, those are probably the most powerful cities. Which, if you were watching the stream, you probably only saw the inner parts of Kadavorbus, not the entirety of the actual city, because it's quite large, and I wasn't going to put all of that yet. But
True.
so, with that in mind, most dwarves linger between Kadavorbus, traveling through these kingdoms here to Olgrug, and from Olgrug they can travel to the rest of the world. And this 800-mile path here is one of the most dangerous paths, and now that you're learning, that's even more dangerous for the rest of the group, not your character. Because the Kitaka forest elves are still hiding within the forest. Orcs usually try to hunt them down. Some orcs can befriend them. Not all cultures are willing to attack elves. Some elves are willing to talk to orcs. But these are not the same kind of elves that live in Leolandra and Elandra. They also have wild humans here. They're not part of the human union. They're kind of... Some of them are crazed. Some of them are just different.
Savage.
Yeah. Savaged.
Savages.
Yeah. So, with that, what... I'm going to put your character somewhere near the campsite as you're walking and coming upon the campsite. What... can you tell us a little bit about your character? What might he be doing out here in the Kitaka Forest?
Well, when he was a cub, or orcs say. And he was a cub. He was raised in the city, and he had to survive in that city. But at some point, he decided to travel on his own, and Narzag traveled in the forest, living in the wilds, and in the wilds of nature, he learns the survival.
Okay, so
he's like a wild orc.
Okay.
He may have been raised in the city, but at some point he traveled in the forest.
Became more of a forest orc, traveling in the forests and such.
Yeah.
So he might have ran into other elves. So maybe he doesn't have too much of a. Maybe he has a neutral feeling toward elves compared to the rest of the orcs. Like he might even know some of the elves.
That does as well.
His language is common, orc sign language, draconic, orc, and primordial.
Primordial?
If that means anything.
Yes. That's going to be interesting.
Because elements is also part of the Druid and Beast of Wild, so I added those language to fit the lore, I guess. The best.
That'd be interesting to figure out. We'll work on that one. But, all right. Well, then, in that case, you are traveling and going to the edge of this forest. And I'll say by around morning time, the sun rising and the warmth of the world finally hitting the land again. Even though it was already warm during the night, when the sun hits, it's just hotter. In the orc lands, that's how it is. Everybody starts waking and getting ready. What is the first thing everybody's doing when they wake up?
You're sharpening and cleaning my weapons.
Yeah, Tarnik's at the travelling forge, just putting the final alterations to Bordak's new +2 armor after Grom left it behind.
Ah, okay.
And he'll done it.
Bordak, I got a present for you.
What's that?
And he pulls out the trunk with the +2 plate mail in it and says,
Here, this should keep you upright a bit longer.
I'll pull it out and take a look at it. Very good craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Looks
Took a
good.
bit of work. I'm sorry it's still got Grom's symbol on it. I don't even know what it means. He just asked for me to put it on there.
so it's got one of the cleric symbols. I can't remember which one.
That's probably the symbol of Arya, more than likely.
Yep, that's the one. Yep. Arya symbol, crescent moon with double circles, tips facing left.
Correct.
Wow.
Joy.
Ready?
Yeah, it's ready. All yours,
And
buddy.
he'll put it
You want a
on.
hand putting it on?
All right. I'll put it on.
Well, if we customize it, I would assume that it fits.
I had to make it a little wider in the shoulders and a little narrow in the neck.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And you see also
Wait.
the 3 scouts and the druid elf. They walk over to the wagon and also stand at the weight.
Do any of you know how to wield a hammer?
And they look at each other and it's like, I'm afraid that we don't. We
Go away then.
they look at each other, it's like, they look over at Bordak. And they're like,
You know, you know they're supposed to come with us, right?
That's all right. I just don't want them in my workshop. If they're not doing anything useful, they might damage something.
one of them says, I'm willing to learn. If you were willing to teach.
I mean,
All right,
another
then.
hand could come into.
Go and collect some firewood then. We're gonna keep this thing stoked.
And she's like, oh, that I can do. And then she like runs into the forest. The other three elves, they kind of look at each other and they like walk over and they walk away. And then you see, you see them just kind of like linger and wait further away. And Volsa also steps forward though, and it's like, oh, are we ready?
I believe so.
All right, well then let's
Gather
keep
up
going.
Make sure everybody's gathered up.
Well, if they decide to linger behind, they can catch up. We must find Little Wolf.
We'll find her.
If she's somewhere here, we'll find her.
We always do.
And then she'll move forward, and she bumps a shoulder into one of the elves, pushes him out of the way. The elf just looks up, and she's just like, stinking elves, as she walks forward ahead of everybody, waiting.
These definitely aren't the elves I'm used to. All right, Bazgoth, let's get going.
All right. So on this map, who is it? I guess, however you want to do this, if y'all can use the ruler, or you can use the brush to let me know which direction y'all want to go and how you want to proceed. If y'all want to veer off the path for a little while, follow the path for a little while, or completely head south.
Where's our end goal here?
You need to figure out where they were taken.
Oh, over here.
What are the source of these shadows? The answer probably lies in these pits of hell.
So, are we going down like that?
Where's that Durgar? Cub!
Yes.
You're our survivalist.
Yes.
How do we survive this? Do we head straight south and cut over? Or do we just make our way through the pits of hell, through the heart of the pits of hell, and hope that we find what we're looking for? Do you have a suggestion?
And one of the elves will step up and says, as she pulls out a map that she's been sketching and puts it on the ground or anywhere where everybody could see it. And she looks over at Cub and she says, you are proficient in navigation through certain territories? And she says, and she'll start pointing toward the map. Says, well, we have certain information as far as the territory. And she starts pointing at the map and says, we're not quite sure to the south what all lingers there. We know that it is not the most of the strongest, though, more sparse for these creatures. If we do travel, following the path that your friend suggested, we will run more likely into more of these devils and possibly other creatures that lurk within this territory. However, that's probably one of the most possible paths that our captain's daughter was taken, and possibly your friends, since they will more than likely be willing to return them as soon as possible to whatever villainy is there. And that Death Mountain and the pits of the hells is where their headquarters are, unless they're planning something else at the outskirts. But we cannot know. So the path straight south is a bit more foggy in knowing what they would be doing there. But the path leading that your friend said is more certain that is the path that any captured would be probably dragged into the pits of the hells. Or we can linger in the edge, and she points over, and follow this path, and then try to cut through these mountains down here. But it would be a safer travel, though we might lose and not be able to gain distance on them, if even they are traveling and going that route. And then she'll say, any other route out here is at the outskirts. There are more wild creatures, possibly wyverns, lingering scouts of these devils, but not the majority and not the actual important devils.
I
We
see.
go for the devils.
Excuse me?
I see. I was like, from what you say, all these things are very true. Or I see from these paths. Give me 3 minutes real quick while I study this a little bit further. And then I'll make my suggestion of how we should travel this to create the best possible survival rate on this.
And the elf nods. And
so while I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna touch the ground.
okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and make a silent prayer in my thought and ask for Zotia a best possible, or out of the two survival, or out of the two pathways, which one has a higher percentage of that we can, or that will be, or there's more survivability for us.
The safest place we can go, but to get to where
Yeah.
we need to be.
Yes.
You're smart. Why don't you fly? Have a look and come back.
No,
So-
you,
So
he's
that's
being
a
serious.
plus.
Wild choke.
So
We're going
that's
to
a-
scout the area.
That's a +2 plate mail, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, you got. I was like, wait, what? So +2. I got distracted.
+2
I was
plate mail.
double checking.
All right.
Okay. Just making sure.
So you just kind of praying, but not really casting like a spell or anything.
Yeah.
If you pray, you don't really have an answer currently. That's religion 7.
So
But I will say that since you're on the edge of this forest, Narzag, as you are walking, you will start to smell possibly the aromas of maybe food or sorts. And you are coming upon the edge that's finally opens up into the greater, more plain parts of the territory. And at
I
that
also
point,
have a medium-sized beast of the land. According to Google, I can make it look like a black bear.
you have a
Just
you have like
steroids.
a
Beast companion.
okay.
It's not a true bear, but it looks like a bear, a black bear, and it fits the same size category.
Okay. But you do eventually get to the outskirts, and off in the distance, toward the east, you can see that there is a wagon of sorts, what you can make out to be like wolves. And you can roll me a perception.
Okay, first roll.
Well, what is this? Oh. That one is way off in format, isn't it? Oh, okay, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. But,
Oh, another tonic paying attention.
yes.
Right?
As Cub is praying, you see that some of the elves start signaling to each other. And you see the elves start near y'all start grabbing their bows and start looking behind you guys toward the west. And it says, one of them says, someone is approaching.
I grab my axes.
And as they look toward the west, if anybody's looking toward the west, you see some figure start walking out of the forest. And you can tell that it looks like an orc. And with them is some sort of creature, a bear. And at this point, Narzak, you see the group. The group sees you. You're about maybe 200 yards off. And yeah, so that's what y'all do. Y'all see each other. And the elves are holding their bows. And one of them says, is that a friend of yours?
Nobody I know.
Look to the side, make sure Cub is with us, not that's not Cub walking with him.
Really?
Oh, this is 7 foot tall, and the bear is about the same size. It's a big bear.
It's like the land of the giants with the orcs.
Oh, they are big.
And then Nazrag, you will have, I guess, a voice toward your north from the forest you just stepped out of as you were looking at this group. And you can tell they're orcs as well that are up ahead. And you see wisdom elves. And you hear a female's voice. And let me see here. Yeah, that would probably recognize you as an orc. So they will go ahead and speak orc to you. Which she will ask, who are you? somewhere from within the forest.
I am Nar. No, oh, that's the voice that's gonna hurt me.
Oh, you don't have to do the voice that's gonna hurt you.
You don't have to do it.
Just do the best you
I am
can.
Narzak. I am Narzak, the survivor. Oh, my throat hurts.
says, and what is your purpose here?
Survival.
And she says, we were just attacked by devils. Are you a devil? Or are you an actual orc? You can't really see where the voice
my
is coming from,
favorite.
but yeah.
My favorite enemy. I do love hunting fiends.
And you see this female step out of the forest with a bow held toward you. And then she throws like a necklace at you toward the ground. And it seems to be etched with some sort of symbol. Maybe like it looks like a bow. And she says, pick that up.
Pick it up, sniff it.
Do as she says.
Pick it up and sniff it.
As you're sniffing it, Tarnik walks up. Crag? Is that you, Crag? He's talking to the bear.
The bear speaks the language, same language as I speak, so good luck coming with a personality, DM.
Let me see here. I'm trying to read. Trying to read really quick on the bears. This is the one that says Primal Companion, right?
Yep.
Cool. So I can get an idea of this bear.
Doesn't have as much hit points as I do, but
Companions never do. Now this. Too many interruptions.
So trying to read in that. You said it has the same language as you? Where is that specifically?
yes. Prime Bod heads purse with MC.
I was just trying to read it here, but it doesn't show it on here. It doesn't say that it has any kind of language. It just says beast.
Beast language. It
Beast
said,
language?
Language. Understands the language you know, which I know a lot. It has Stark Vision 60 feet, Passive Perception 12, CR equal my proficiency bonus. Primal Bond adds my proficiency bonus for abilities and saving checks. Does that link?
Oh, that's the one that you had put a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's in the actual stat block.
Yeah.
Understands the languages. Okay, so it can't really talk back. It just understands it. The bear just looks over at Tarnik. And then just makes a roar, like a bear roar. Like, what are you talking about? But just roars back at Tarnik and then just sits there confused. And as you are sniffing, you probably just get the scent of maybe the elf's scent, and also the scent of wood and other natural aromas from the forest. But you also feel maybe a little bit of a thrumming that is emanating from the little amulet that she threw at you. And after that, she looks at you and puts the bow down, and she signals the other elves, and the other elves look to relax. And then she walks over and says, "Well then, we know you are not a devil." And she grabs the amulet back from you and ties it around her neck. "Sorry, you can't be too careful around these parts."
I've been living in the forest for 10 years. This is the first settlement I've seen in a long time. Sort of. Camp, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think we've heard of a lone traveler, but... Well, at least you're not a devil, and we have no transgressions against you here. And she looks back over, nods that the rest of the scouts that are waiting with you guys, and she walks back into the forest and hides.
Fine. All right, Bazgoth, let's get moving.
Well, you, new person, you want to come with us? We're going into the pits of hell.
Yeah. Do you hunt devils? Do you hunt fiends?
I hunt
No, we hate
everything.
'em.
I'm hoping to find more dragons.
What?
No, we date them.
He looks confused when you say you did. What?
Come, my friend, let's go hunting.
Yeah, the first demon we find, we should feed to Cub and see how he likes it.
I was like, I'm gonna have fun messing with this new guy here.
And the scouts all look over and it's like, I suppose more help, the merrier. And the other one had returned with the wood and would have helped Tarnik whichever she needs to put the wood at.
Yep. So Tonic's looking around for the I believe there was a druid that
Yes.
was assigned to us. Yeah, so he's looking around for that druid, and he's going to ask them to wild shape into a bird or something and get an overview of the path ahead.
Speaking of, is there any particular path anybody decided to take yet? And she can go.
Cub, have you
Uh,
made our mind up yet?
I was gonna. Well, we have another druid, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking
Well,
them.
so then, how about this? Me and him will wild shape, and we'll go into those two different directions, and we'll do the scout, and then we'll come back to report.
Okay. So.
Yep.
Well then, for the sake of learning, then yes, she will take probably the northern route if you want to take the southern east route, I guess.
The southern
east,
route?
Yeah, the southern. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I can't talk today. Southeast route, and if y'all wild shape into anything that can you wild shape into a flying animal right now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Level 8.
Oh.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
level 8, we can now wild shape into flying creatures.
Let me make sure that she can.
I've seen one.
Have
More
you
than likely.
studied
That's by
it?
one.
I would assume that she's probably seen some.
Now I'm level 9.
Oh.
I was blessed by one in my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not as advanced as Cub is. But she will say that she can speak to the birds and animals, and that's what she'll do. And Cub, you...
While I do that, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and start disrobing
Okay.
and go so that way I can go ahead and perform my full wild shape.
Does
And
it...
I'll
Tonic
try-
will gather up. Tonic will gather up your gear and put it into a box that's on the side of
Safe place.
the wagon.
And I know, does yours wild shape work differently? Because usually wild shape, all gear and items turn with your body.
Yeah, I just like to do that though.
He's just an exhibitionist.
Okay.
That is also a player's choice.
Okay.
That's
So,
very true. He is.
all right. So she will send her
I-
birds to the north. And Cub, I suspect you're going to shape into some creature you've seen before and go to there. So when you do that...
Voila.
Oh, nice.
That is the creature.
Nice.
A giant eagle.
So you will fly following that path right there, and you will see that indeed it is filled with various beasts. You see that there are, in fact, devils that cover that entire area. You can also see maybe even maybe greater devils than even the horned devils, but there is quite a multitude of them, and they're all just lingering and walking around that entire path there. While there are certain mountains and cliffs that you could possibly use in order to sneak by, it does get a little bit more dangerous as you are heading further and further into the area, and that's just in the beginning parts of it. And for the north part, the druid would say that it's pretty much scattered here and there. She was able to pick up certain devils, some of them lingering in trees, some of them lying in wait, some of them talking to each other, but it's more sparse and seems to be the safer route, the path that you're already on, compared to the path that goes southeast. Southeast has just an army of these fiends, which is kind of concerning because, Cub, you've never seen so much of a multitude of fiends, and in fact, I don't think she's ever seen anything with fiends. But yeah, you haven't seen at least this numerous amount, and they get a little bit more populated the further south you go and southeast.
So basically, in the southeast area, there's basically an army brewing, from what I see, right?
Correct. Well, you don't know if there's an army brewing, but yeah, there's enough to at least consider them an army. There's a lot of them just running around. It seems like they're almost creating a whole hell in this area. Another version of the Nine Hells, possibly.
So I come back and I come back, and as I land, I start screeching of them to bring me back my gear. So, and then I'll start to revert back to my form, and I go as I get on my gear and everything. I go, from what I gathered from this side, or on this travel over here, on the southeast side, it appears to be looking like a possible army item. It could be either a possible army or an expansion of the expansion. Like they're probably gonna start making a village or some sort.
Sounds like a
this general.
staging area for invasion.
That could be
Sounds
also
like
too.
it.
I like it either.
So it's up to you guys of how you want to deal with it. Do you want to go a safer path and maybe go this way as I point to the north? Or do you want to claim all these devils out and eliminate them in the southeast area?
Grunter would agree with me that we should go head first, but Bordak would say that we should go north and stay safe for as long as possible.
What's the new guy say? We're waiting for him to get a return with his reconnaissance.
Well, he was staying. You're talking about Narzak. Narzak stayed with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the other druid
Oh,
female that sent her birds and mentioned about the safety of the north. Narzak, what is your decision?
Well, I do have Pass Without a Trace if anybody wants to do the stealth option.
I too have passed without a trace.
Panic stands up and makes so much noise that you understand that he cannot stealth.
Even with a +10.
So we use him
don't
as
stack.
bait.
Wait, you're
Send
going to
it.
use Tarnak as bait?
Send Tarnak out to draw him out, and then when they come to attack him, we surround them and take them out little by little.
Shiv! Time for
Yes.
war!
You really want to take on an army?
Why
I don't
not?
want to
We
take on
took down a dragon.
I don't want to take on to a whole army. I want to whittle down their sizes until they're more manageable. Draw them out, kill their sentries, reduce their size.
I see. How about this?
How much-
How about since the elves can go ahead and take the northern part, and we'll just go and take out the. We'll handle the army, while the elves go ahead and clear a path in the north, and we'll rendezvous with them at a specific point entry of the pits of hells.
We lost
That
William.
way they can also focus on finding our friends.
Ultimately,
Let's
follow
see
board
here.
headquarter FET commands.
Y'all can roll a religion to see how much y'all know about devils.
Yeah. He's got ties.
I've got a +4.
I'm sure I know nothing.
I'll do a guidance with me this time.
Oh, God. We got no idea, do we?
I have no
I can't-
idea, and I hunt them.
I care not about their gods. I follow Ganache.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh. Ah, Cub, it
I
all
lucked
rests
out,
on
dude.
you.
A 5. The one time that I actually get a good religion. It seems that every time I try to pray for my goddess, I always get a low number. But whenever I want to do something else, I'm like, yeah, you know this.
So, Cub, I suppose, with that role, you would be the one that would know. I guess Narzak just hunts.
25 religion. I'm telling you, when it comes to me praying to my goddess, it's always a negative aspect. But whenever I'm trying to do something that's religion-based for something else, I luck out with it.
Yeah, since Narzag hunts them, but apparently he doesn't know much of them. He just knows how to hunt them. But the aspect of their actual, I guess, structure, you would probably consider them like a rigid military hierarchy. Or say that if Cub were to think of it, you could possibly consider it almost like a cosmic empire or army in the way that they're structured. You would know about the archdevils that rule over them, because they're the ones who rule over each of the 9 hells. Then you would have your dukes and duchesses of hells. So if he knows with that role, he would probably know about that. And under them, they're the ones that the captain had mentioned about the pit fiends, which would fall like elite generals or something of that nature, which those are the ones that probably lead their armies. From what lore or study that Cub would know, he probably would know that most of those informal armies could number in the thousands. Then of course,
that was during my travel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, of course, that you did face like horn devils. Horn devils are like commanders or maybe like lieutenants in a sense. Other ones would be like Arianus and barbed devils, lesser devils like spined and bearded, and little imps and lemirs. Lemirs are, of course, Cub would know, would be the lowest rank. But yes, those are what the structure of this military would be. And more than likely, if you were to face anything, you would probably be facing the most powerful of them would probably be on this prime material plane with pit fiends, if there were any.
Would we know, with the strict hierarchy, if we took out the pit fiend, would the rest of the devils run away?
During this scouting, or during that scout mission when I went to go see them, do I notice what type of the structure of that path arrangements, or what that military, or what it looked like?
So you will answer both questions, but yeah, you would have probably just seen a lot of the horned devils. You probably would have seen some barbed and chained devils walking about, which is strange for chained devils. But yeah, aside from that, you would have seen lots of imps, bearded devils, spine devils, which is very unusual. Is strange to Cub to have seen such. Just if Tarnik would have asked that to Cub, then Cub, you would know that devils are pretty disciplined soldiers by infernal law. Command oaths and fear of punishment. They don't usually panic when a leader dies. They might even act strategically and possibly even following that idea of hellish logic. So, because they have a structure of command, if a pit fiend would go down, the next devil that's lesser than a pit fiend would probably still be in charge and down the line from there.
With that information, Tarnik would say,
Yes, I guess we have to go via the northern route.
And we'll keep going all the way in town, down to the ground. It's like, so I explained it to them. He's like, the thing about the devils is that it's this. It's a reverse domino hierarchy of a military format. If we take out, even if we take out the highest tier commander, they won't retreat. They'll follow the second highest, and it's up to him of how he would like to.
So if you're saying it's reverse
something-
dominoes, does that mean we take out their weakest one and they'll all run away?
No.
Yes, finally, an enemy we can handle.
The thing is that they all follow order itself to the T. So they will keep attacking, and if you say if we were to take out the highest tier, they won't. They'll follow the second tier, and they'll just keep going until we're down to the weaklings. And if we were to take out the weaklings and work our way up, it's more of a double-edged sword effect. So it doesn't really matter on how we kill them.
If we choose that route, we're gonna have to keep fighting until they're all dead, or we are.
Yep, pretty much. Your best bet is that they are structured in a military tactic, so we just gotta be. So in most this cases, always keep your wit sharp, and your blade sharper for this.
And the scouts look at each other and
Go
say,
the other way.
So it'd probably be more prudent to take the north route, and then we can fight whatever small contingent of devils are there, and then we can move north, or we can move south. After we reach a certain point that might be closer to the ring of the Black Mountains that's around the Pit of the Hells, and possibly find terrain that we can at least hide within, especially if they have devil sight.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I like that. I like that strategy.
Fine.
I like that survival rating aspect. Going southeast would probably is more likely a little bit more of a suicide mission for all of us if we were to just go in there and take them all out like that.
It's all the suicide mission.
So,
Not without an army.
And
well, I wouldn't say we will need to be an army to match an army. We just have to be at least.
Teutonics. Teutonics is what we need.
Now we're just plain asking for stupidity in life.
No, that is how you defeat an army of devils. Teutonics, Bordak and Rutha would run through everyone. Yes, but there's only one tonic, so we can't do that way.
all right. So you are going to head the north route.
North.
All right.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, in that case, we shall start moving to the north. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna put y'all in here for a little bit. That way we can have a little bit of change of scenery.
Is this going to be a stealth mission?
I think y'all moving.
If you want.
Yeah, I think y'all moving toward the north path right now. So, if it was the south, I think y'all would have to try to do a lot of stealth.
So we'd be walking along there.
So, technically, y'all still following the same path y'all were before. So, I'm just gonna change the scenery for a little bit. Set the mood of what y'all see as y'all start following the path and start leaving the edge of the forest and walking into the hot and burning sun washing down upon y'all But you do see some clouds, like storm clouds and storm heads reaching way far into the sky. Some in the darker south. But always lingering is the red aura to the south, where every now and then you also can see clouds there with lightning just going wild. We're going to go ahead and use this right now just to paste you all in here. Boom. Boom. Following this path. Wimp. There we go. So I kind of know what the position that everybody is. Y'all can move y'all's token if you wish, and just let me know how y'all are positioned.
We're heading to the north, right?
Yeah, y'all heading the north. You're heading east, but you're following the north route. Yes, the same path y'all were on. I mean, it's not all as straight as it looks on the big map. There's always little curves and things like this. But yes, you are.
Of course.
The general direction
Can
is
I get-
east.
DM, can I get a bear token?
Sure.
My-
Bear token.
It does have combat. It has 45 hit points.
I will have to create that, but we can use a token for now. What is it, brown or black?
Black.
We'll use this one. Whoa. We'll just use that one for now. And I'll give you... I'll put it at, what, 45 hit points, you said?
45.
Okay.
It has 40 feet of movement. Same as me.
And... the character sheet will give... apparently. I will have to create a token later on, but you will say that it moves with... where are you? Oh my god, you disappeared on me. There you are. Alright.
May I have control of the token?
That's going to be a problem for now. That's why I'll have to create you one. This one isn't going to let me give you control. Let me see. I could probably... We're not fighting. So here's what I'll do for now. You can at least do it. I might have to take control of it during a battle, though. Okay. Wonder if it'll give me a general one. That would be nice. Let me see. Something really quick. Well, geez. That takes 10 years. I don't know how you get, human from a bear, but okay.
That's funny.
It's weird.
All right. My beast of the land can wild shape too. That's great.
Yeah. Let me see if this will work.
Oh, I can move it. Cool.
Well, I'm trying to get it to fix here. There we go. What's your bear's name?
Oh, God, I didn't think of that bear's name.
It's alright. Oh,
No,
yes,
we're telepathically linked, so we never really spoke to him out loud.
I'll just call him the Black Bear. can be edited by you. And I'll put him in there. Now that should be correct. All right. Where did it go? There he is. There's your bear. I'm going to increase him a little bit. There we go. And that belongs to... I don't know if that's the one you can move. Can you move that one? There you go. All right. Perfect. 45. 45. AC. What's this AC?
Let me check real quick. 17.
17. Perfect. And we'll use that one for temporary HP. Sorry. But... oh. Alright. There you go. There's your bear. You should be able to move it now. I'll fix everything else as far as attacks and all that later on. When we get into battle or something. Alright, so that is the roll a... Anybody can. Go ahead and roll me a D100. Whoever wants to. Who wishes to.
Last time I did that, we ended up in Regenesis. So I don't think I should.
That'd be funny if it happened again.
I guess I will go for
I will.
I rolled
like
an
to cast
11.
Guidance
You rolled an 11?
on myself.
Alright.
I rolled an 11.
An 11. Cool. So that one is... Cool. Alright, so you all are traveling the first 2 days. Interestingly enough, and this path is very quiet. And no signs of fiends or dragons. And the only thing that you do notice is just that Volsa is becoming very animated. You see her just, for the most part, she jumps ahead, glares at some of the elves, and then moves forward and tries to just sneak around looking about, throws a dagger at a rabbit, rips the head off, and then munches some of the skin, and then keeps on walking. Seems agitated most of the days. Tessara will keep with Tarnik, and she kind of tries to learn whatever Tarnik would try to teach her, if he's willing to.
Yep.
When,
So it's most of the traveling he's in the forge itself, banging on those scales and chitin, turning them into shields and things like that. So he would definitely direct that person to help out with that.
Okay. Yeah, she'll do her best in order to follow instructions and help you out with anything as y'all are traveling. And Thaya Moonglade pretty much just orders either the other scout to make sure they go different directions as y'all are walking forward. And she seems to be the one that they refer to when scouting. And the third day, if anybody's doing anything in particular, you may let me know. But as far as the nighttime, going into the third day, you all have camped out and pretty much resting at the fire camp as some of the scouts will take turns keeping watch. And if everybody's just resting and doing anything else, if anybody chooses to speak with any of the elves or to Volsa, you can. Aside, we will. If not, we shall move forward, and one of the elves during that time of camping will move over to Bordak, and she will wake Bordak.
Okay, I'll wake up.
You see the face of this.
Instinctively reach for my axes.
And
Is there danger?
and she looks down and she says, "I don't know." And she will kind of wave her hand for you to follow.
Alright, I'll get up and go follow her.
So as you are following, you walk down the path, and we'll put you down here. As you start to see, off in the distance of this path, it seems to be another wagon, and it's moving toward the campsite. And you can see that the twilight of the morning is starting to permeate in the eastern sky, so you can see this silhouette, and it looks like just one particular person that is moving along with this wagon, and maybe one of the, you're not sure what kind of beast of burden it is, because it's still kind of all inked up together like black shadow. And she says, "I do believe there is someone heading our way. I do not know if it's friend or foe. I can hide in the rocks. And if you wish to see who it is, I can back you up if need be. And I can give the signal to Thea if need be to wake the others. What is it that you wish to do? Should we let them rest and finish their rest, or wake them up now? Or we can do what I suggest."
I want to wake them if we don't need to. I'll check to see what's going on.
And she'll nod and she'll go.
I'll trust you to watch my back.
She jumps into the rock and kind of melds into the shadows and disappears. And what would Bordak do? Will he walk forward or wait? Mr. Bordak? Does he want
Can
to
you hear me?
Oh no, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking down there just a little bit, trying not to be spotted. Even though I'm not a stealthy person, but I'm gonna try to determine whether or not this person is alone, and I will stop them and find out who they are and where they're headed.
Okay. Roll me a. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Perception, you say? Okay.
12. Okay. It's about 200 yards off, eventually 150, eventually 100 yards. You can't tell just yet if it's a lone person or not, but you eventually start seeing that it is a beast of burden that's pulling this wagon. The wagon seems to be of merchant size. You remember seeing from the mini that have traveled through the city of Verbus, Kata Verbus, and it seems to be just one person. You can't really he seems to be still hooded. It does seem to be a bit tall, maybe lanky. So, what do you wish to do now? Still wait or keep moving forward?
Moving forward. See if I can get a little closer. Not too close. Like I can't leave my back up.
So as you approach closer, you see that indeed the shadows start lingering away. You see like a mule, and it's pulling the cart. And it's a lone cart, it's not very big. You can see that it seems to have a blanket or a cover over whatever wares that this person might be selling. But you hear now the jingling, tinklings of metals, maybe bells around the edges of the actual cart. And it stops, and from a distance, and it's like you hear him raise the voice a little and says, "Oh, hello there, stranger. Who goes there?"
What are you doing in this area?
And it's like, I'm passing through to the Oaklands. What are you doing in this area?
It's dangerous for somebody to be out here by themselves.
It has gotten pretty dangerous. But I am a merchant. That's the only way I can make my money. And he starts walking closer.
The handles of my axe, both of them, but I don't pull them out yet.
So,
Here often?
I haven't been here in a few years. I had to run away from a couple of strange creatures in this path. Seems this has changed a lot since I was last here. Sorry, I see that you're an orc. Possibly a warrior? Oh, I don't know if you're talking. Did
Way
you?
too dangerous for somebody to be out here.
Oh, sorry. This is
Can you
yes.
hear me?
It is dangerous. But he looks... you seem to walk heavy, my friend. Perhaps you are burdened by things that maybe no hammer can fix. I am a merchant. Perhaps I can lighten your load. And then you see him walk to the cart, and he seems to bring out some sort of case. It almost sounds like there's trinkets in him.
William, get up, man.
Uh-oh, something that... Am I breaking up?
How we doing, guys?
Hey, trying to see... Yeah, my internet is really fast. I don't know.
You sound a little better right now.
Yeah, my internet is at 200, 300 megabytes, so it's not...
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was just brief. It seems to be you're doing okay now.
Maybe it's Discord.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah,
can
like
you?
it was breaking up for everyone for me, so I jumped off and rejoined.
Okay, yeah, I could hear your all's voices breaking up. I wonder, it might be Discord, so let's see here. I should find a backup to Discord. Let's see.
You sound good now.
Okay.
Yeah, I finally got you back.
I mean, we could do it all through
You
that
good
video
now?
ninja as a backup.
There we go. Cool. All right. So, Bordak, sorry, what were you saying?
No, you're good. Now I can't remember. Where are we?
Oh, he had
I'm
this.
talking to a yeah.
Yeah,
a
he
merchant.
had pulled out a trinket. He just pretty much said that you walked heavy, friend, and said that you would look like you were burdened by things that like no hammer could fix. And he said, perhaps I can lighten your load.
And
No.
I said, giggity.
This is my cross. This is my burden to bear, and I will continue to bear it.
And you see this person. He walks closer, and as he walks closer, he stands about the same size as or height as Bordak. And you can see now that under the cloak, you see a little bit of reddish tint to the skin. And it says, "Oh, well, what about things that could probably help you? You are a warrior." And you see him pull what seems to be like a sigil upon what seems to be etched into metal. And it says, "If you are able to let me, I can transfer this sigil upon any weapon that you have. And it will empower your blade or whatever. Maybe crossbow, maybe bow, or maybe even your armor."
My weapons and armor are powered by Ganache.
Oh, but Ganache wouldn't
I
refuse
need nothing
empowerment.
more. But I will. Ganache is the only power I need.
It says, surely there's more power that Ganache would at least seek, wouldn't there? Wouldn't he seek to have his warriors gain in strength so that you can honor his name and perhaps even bring down enemies in his honor? And it says, perhaps, maybe, when you fight and you are hurt in battle, a quick, let's say, power to rest, as if you were resting for one night. And he pulls out this coin and says, "How about this coin right here?" And it seems to just materialize out of nowhere like magic. And it almost glints like there's like fire around it. And you see that it is a black coin. And you see that it's but you see that the black coin is, for the most part, you see what is like sigils carved into it. And the sigils also seem to be glowing in a faint orange color. And it says, "One night, one voice." And he says, "You may see what is left unsaid, and must find peace in that." He seems to just say to you,
I don't need peace.
"Oh, come on, we all want peace, don't we? Sure, we might seek the lust of war, but we find peace sometimes in that lust, don't we? He starts smiling as he starts walking closer to you.
I can signal.
Okay, so you signal for Inwin to...
Signal danger.
Okay, so you signal danger. Not to attack yet, or to...
Not to attack yet, but
Okay.
danger.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel danger coming from this person.
And you see like the glint of his teeth as he smiles. You are one hard client to please. Tell me, what is your deepest desire?
I have no desire. I follow Ganache.
Oh, you have no desires? Well, that can't be true, friend. We all have desires. Deep, dark desires, maybe. Or maybe desires to help out friends or family. Or maybe we all have something that we miss. Maybe a past that was not supposed to happen. Sadness. Maybe the loss of loved ones. As you see his teeth just kind of glinting now. And he says, you are not a mindless follower, are you? Surely Ganache wants people with willpower, people who can think for themselves. After all, he is supposed to be a great god, isn't he? Or does he just create slaves? People who don't really wish to be the great and most powerful warriors that I've heard about in lore of Ganache. And he takes another step forward to you. He's about maybe 10 feet away.
Did my axe of warning?
Oh, you have an axe of warning. This is an interesting one.
This is my chieftain's axe. It was my chieftain's axe. I've had it since the beginning.
Let me think on that. One moment, really quick. And those things are the bane of my existence, I swear.
Balls.
I'm gonna make them rare in my world.
I know. You will now. Got warning on it.
Let's see. That is an excellent. Can you put that on the VTT?
You would. I can give that a shot.
It should have something where it says to put on the VTT. If not, I can look it up really quick. Okay.
I got that from the. I took that from the chieftain after I killed his son for ordering the death of my wife and child.
Let's see here. Ooh, interesting. So it gives you a mechanic thing that is doing for the warning, which is giving you the bonus to initiative, but okay, so it does only act when combat is about to start or surprise attack would occur. Okay, cool. So you don't feel anything popping up that is warning
Not
you
yet.
from the weapon. So you don't sense anything like that, but yeah, aside from that, it's let's see. So he's gonna stand there, smiling. Oh, you do have such a strong will. I admire that. Most orc take the coin before I finish my sentence. He smiles, almost sincerely. Still, even the hard-hearted keep something hidden they'd trade for. Perhaps a lost comrade? Are you missing any friends currently? A name you wish that you would have at least protected more? Or maybe a name you wish to have forgotten?
Awful lot for just a person who hadn't been here for a while.
Well, I travel all over the lands, offering my wares. No matter what the area of location, no matter the person, it's always the same. Well, fine, my friend. No need to decide tonight. How about... And he, pulls out from his cloak. It seems to be like a little round... What seems to be like a rock, but very smooth. But you see these runes. How about you just take this charm, a token of goodwill? Should fortune ever fail you, whisper my name into the fire and I'll find you. And you see that it lights up a little flame. And he hasn't told you a name yet, but he just kind of holds out the coin to you to take, and he's offering it free.
No, thank you. I don't trust you. You're one of the demons or devils in this area, for all I know.
Oh, how dreadful.
Or one of the shadow people.
Shadow people? I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds very, very frightening. And he starts looking around. And then he covers his cloak more. Very well, then. I can't say I didn't offer. There are, I guess, as you say, dangers around here. Maybe. I'll just give you my name. And he says, just call Eldrick Varn. Should you ever need some help or run into dangerous consequences, as he smiles. Ta-da! And then he just starts walking. You see the mule just start walking forward as he slowly moves on. And the cart starts creaking. And then, I guess if Bordex just stays there standing, he will eventually move on.
Sure that he goes away before I move.
Yeah, he
and then make sure he's not heading the direction.
Well, he has to go past the campsite, but he goes on the edge and keeps going toward the to the west from the direction y'all came from. Eventually, Edwin will come out. So what was that all about?
He claims to be a peddler. He wanted to give me a coin. He wanted to... He seems more like a demon than a peddler.
A demon? Unfortunately, I don't think demons deal in such things. Possibly a devil. And says, well, it's a good thing you didn't accept anything from him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
As Volsa appears out of the shadows, right next to Bordak. And he says, yes, thank goodness you did not. Otherwise, I would have had to have slapped you across the face for being a stupid idiot. And then she'll walk back to camp.
Nothing he had that I needed.
And she just kind of waves as she walks back. And, all right. Well, that was a nice roll. So, Plordak able to resist. Okay. You know, they were pretty powerful.
Yeah.
The hot sun starts rising, and everybody starts waking, and the scouts and such begin their work of scouting. So Tarnik, Tessara will go ahead and leave you since it's her turn to do the scouting, while other ones keep close to the cart and protect as well. All right. So,
DM,
yes.
my character would have been casting that around him and his bear. Since surviving in the wilds, it's just second nature. Originally casting it.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Oh, luckily, nothing came toward you at the nighttime, so you would have been safe. But
Of course,
Second
and
nature.
every campsite always had cast my moonlight of hearth and glow.
okay. Yeah, you probably would have been
Yeah.
hiding in there as well. So. All right. So, unless anybody's doing anything particular, we keep moving forward. So, what I'm going to have... Go ahead.
I guess I'll talk to the druid itself. The other druid, and we'll try to get to know them.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as y'all walking through the day and stuff, he's keeping a lookout and stuff. But yeah, if you approach her, she will speak.
I'm like, so what is the grove that you follow under?
She turns back around, looks at you. She says, Grove. We do have a few groves back home. I don't particularly follow them. Are you speaking of which god I follow? I follow Morthil, the elven god.
Ah. I thought since all druids all follow under one deity, and that is the deity of the land, Zotia.
Zotia. No, I don't follow Zotia. I think she is more of a goddess of nature for orcs.
She's a pretty cool goddess. Talked to her once. I think that's who I talked to.
Zotia? I mean, you have in the past.
Yeah, isn't that the one? Isn't she the one that gave me the displacer piece? Or is that
Yeah.
somebody else?
No, yeah. Zotia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she's a peace-loving orc one. She's not the idiot type style.
That's funny. Oh, for Narzag, you would actually be following that name right there, Milathara, because Mili would not have that name here in Orc lands.
Okay.
Yeah, Milithara is the orc name for her here, because yeah, that would be her aspect. So you can make a note of that anywhere you wish. But anyway, the elf just looks over at Cub. She's like smiles and she'll smile over at Cub and stuff. What grove do you follow?
I really don't know. I woke up to one that was already destroyed. That was the last of its kind.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
I guess. I don't know if I am the last of my kind. I don't remember anything.
It is very strange to know about a druid that is a drogo. Usually they are either clerics or such.
I don't know anything about even my own kind itself at all. All I know is that anything from the day that I woke up to all I saw is my grove destroyed, and I was just there alone.
And she
So I don't even know anything from then.
That's very saddening. I wish I could help, but I myself am just new to the path of druidy. I studied it for some times, but as elves go, we live such a long time that we're pretty patient. We are not like humans or orcs where we rush things. So I suppose one of these days I should probably have an inkling to empower myself more and grow more as a druid. But I've been happy. But it seems that lately, with these devils starting to invade Solar, perhaps I should at least try to increase my powers. If I do, maybe I can find something in order to help you sometime, as a payment for helping us.
Of course. I would appreciate that itself. Maybe something we'll come to that in time. After all, from what I've at least know about my kind is that we live twice as long as these idiot orcs as well. Always rushing things.
Yes, you are quite strange. You are part of the group, but yet you downcast them. Why is that? Is that normal culture?
A family does.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's more of, I guess you could say, a defense mechanism. I've been alone all my life. And so far, these people have just gone, one, we've executed certain ideas and derailed the whole situation, and it's always gone off end. So I have some expectations, but then I always keep myself with staying at the low expectations at the end that I feel like I'll end up being alone again.
That is a horrible feeling for expectations. I always tend to look at the brighter side, though I guess if you wish to look at the darker side, I guess that's one way in order to prepare yourself. But if you would rather live in the moment, I guess that's what I try to do. At least enjoy what friends I have currently. Will it probably change? Yes, but at least I have the enjoyment in the current present time, instead of dwelling in past or fearing the future. At least that's what I was trained from our Grand and Arc Druid. She smiles.
Well, I don't know. I want to venture forth and find my past, but then I don't want to venture forth and find my past. But then I don't want to venture forth to the future, or live in it within the moment. Just having the fact that I don't have no recollections of anything of what's driving me to keep myself at least in this state of sanity of just to be or just stay and watch what happens.
And she just looks and smiles and says, I suppose that's one way to look at it, but I guess when the time comes, you would be ready and eventually hopefully build some sort of want in this life.
Let's see.
She just kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder, says, I believe that you'll find your way. Everybody eventually does. One way or the other.
Alright, well, hopefully I do.
In the background, you can hear Tarnik joking around with the rest of the group as they eat breakfast. Just to reinforce that feeling of family that's there if you want it.
I was like, I look and then I'm like, I look and I kind of like turn away and I'm just like, I'm gonna go in over here and get back into my sanctuary.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, once that is done and everybody's traveling, unless anybody else is going to do anything else, moving forward for the rest, I will have somebody else besides Bordek go ahead and roll me a D100. Whoever wishes. All right. Oh no, who was it? Oh, it was Tarnik, not Tarnik, Gromthar who rolled it last. So, okay, 54. Excellent.
New guy.
Let's see what the new guy brings up.
Just put into that other world again. Or may never leave.
Ooh, that's interesting right there. Huh. All right, cool. Oh, these encounters. They are quite challenging. How will I weave that in there? So, y'all start traveling for the rest of the day. Another 2 days have passed by without any incident. And by this time, as you're all walking through the hot and humid, though it looks dry here, you do see clouds off in the distance, probably where the humidity is coming from. You can tell that there's probably had been some rain a few days ago, probably the last clouds that you saw. And as you all proceed forward, Volsa will move up to Bordak. Tassara is, of course, further off in the distance, but this time Thea and Ainwin will move up to Grumthar. And Thea will look over at Grumthar and say, I'm sorry, what was your name again? Ah, the silent treatment.
The what?
She moves up to
Grumthar.
Grumthar, asking for his name.
See it?
Uh-oh, did we lose Grumthar?
Uh-oh. You're muted,
Dave's muted.
Grumthor.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to open
If
up.
you're still
Maybe
there.
maybe there's something going on at his side.
Yeah, I was muted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I missed it.
No worries. Yeah. Thea moves over to you with Aenwyn, and she just asks, "What was your name?"
I'm Grumthar, Iron Furrow clan.
And she starts to
And where
say,
do you hail from?
Well, deep within the Kitaka forests. I am Thea. This is Aenwyn. And she looks over and says, we don't usually get so many orcs that we can actually have conversations with. Our cultures have divided our people. And Aenwyn is not very familiar with talking to orcs, but she was curious. And you seem to be a bit friendly compared to your friend. She points over toward where Tarnik is in the wagon. She says, though I suppose Sarah has taken it upon herself to try to befriend him.
He's from the north, and I'm from the south. Though in our travels, we've learned the same lessons. This tolerance for elves, acceptance of elves is new to us. It does not come easy, as I'm sure acceptance of orcs does not come easy for you. But we serve a higher power with a higher quest, a higher calling than to be worried about the trivials of elves.
And you see Aenwyn
Some
walk forward to you. And she seems to be the younger of possibly the elves. And she looks over and says, orcs have hunted elves. We've not been in the outskirts and closer to where the war was, so we don't have very much encounters. Why do orcs war with the elves? I don't think we've ever, at least, tried to harm orcs. You control most of the lands here.
there is. You have large cats in your realms, I would assume. There are predators, and there are prey.
Oh, we are prey? She looks at you, genuinely interested and confused at the same time as she tries to understand.
There are strong and there are weak. And the strong would naturally try to rule over the weak.
She thinks about it and she's like, I thought our people were strong. We are the ones fighting devils. I've never thought of...
Are we talking historically or are we talking now?
When she looks...
Now we are both fighting devils.
She's like... I'm sorry, I'm not so... I don't know much of the rest of the world. I was just interested in orcs. They told us to fear them. I don't know much about the history. I just know that devils are evil. Orcs hate us. And yet, I don't think we've ever done anything to orcs.
Yes, I suppose We first of all, we are aligned against the devils and the demons. Today, it is right of your family to fear the orc. We are fearsome. And at a different time, we would not think twice but to rid you of any land we claimed as our own for no other reason than conquest. Some struggle to get beyond that line of thinking. But we have a common enemy, and hopefully through this engagement, stories of our alliance can proliferate, and perhaps our peoples can grow.
She looks as she walks with you, and she kind of smiles up at you as she looks back and says, "Well, thank you for explaining. You are a much nicer orc than your friend over there," pointing back over at Tornik. "And well, I hope that we can eventually in the future have a better understanding of each other. I don't quite understand the reasoning yet, I suppose. I don't think if I were to live 800 years, I would want to have the problems of ruling over people if while we're stronger than them." And then she thinks about it and says, "I just don't know the rest of the world. I do understand about humans because they have short lives. They try to learn things quickly, and they're considered somewhat dangerous too because they conquered a lot of lands."
I'll reach in my pouch and I'll pull out one of the dragon's teeth. And I say, "I pulled this from the mouth of a dragon after we slayed it. I don't remember if you were there personally or not. But take this as a luck charm, as a token of our mutual quest. If you need help, tell them that Gromthar Ironfurrow gave this to you. And you are not to be harmed, or they will suffer the wrath of the Ironfurrow clan."
And she looks at it and takes it. And she seems genuinely, like, happy and intrigued. And she's like, "Oh." She has that kind of youthful, she's older in a sense, but yeah, she has that kind of a youthful young elf excitement as she takes it. And she's like, "Thank you so much. I will keep it and protect it. Grumthar, thank you." And she smiles. And she puts it into one of her pockets and ties it nice and tight. And then she waves, and then she kind of disappears off.
Yeah. As she leaves, I look at her with intense stare and I say, "Eowyn, you are now under my protection."
And she's like, looks at you and is like, "Oh, I shall do the same for you." As she nods, "And I will be your eyes and make sure nothing sneaks up on you. And if they do, they will have my arrow at their back."
Fare thee well, then.
And she smiles and waves, and then she goes off into her scouting. As Thaya had left y'all two to speak, walking next to Drogath. Oh, this will be interesting. So, as y'all are walking, y'all have some pretty interesting encounters so far. Another 2 days will pass, I would say.
We try.
Y'all will start making camp. The firelight, if y'all have firelight, depending on how y'all want to cook, or if y'all wouldn't want fire or anything. I suspect y'all could probably do it inside Cub's protected area.
Of course.
Let me see. Y'all have started going further in, so that means y'all probably. Let me copy all of y'all here. We didn't use that one. What's the percentage y'all had? Y'all been rolling pretty good. Pretty good percentages. Excellent. We're gonna put y'all here now. And what I'm gonna have y'all do, it seems to be surpassing the powers of any magical protections and such. It seems that the land itself is able to bypass anything that has to deal with trying to resist the heat of the sun here. I want everybody to roll me a constitution check. And let me know if y'all get anything around the 13 and under.
Constitution check?
Yeah. And this time it's just going to be a straight roll. No extra magic will help with this.
Ugh.
Stupid mute button.
Stupid wall.
Save or check?
It's going to be a check.
Well, I rolled a 5.
I was muted.
12
Check.
then.
Oh, you made.
So which would have been a
Cut.
10 instead of a 14.
Yes.
And you rolled 17, so.
My
12.
ability to create cool mist water on myself during the heat. I don't know what it says. Cool mist. It doesn't say what temperature it is.
Probably have a nice cool mist. Unfortunately, this one is persistent and will be more than instantaneous. But I will say that, like I said, something seems to be resisting any also help from magical. So anybody that rolled 12 and above, you would be okay. Those that were 12 and under, or 11 and under, will suffer just one exhaustion level, as the heat seems to be bearing down the further into this path that you go. And you can sense that there is something permeating the air. And you're the one that casts this mist. You also feel like the power that Narzag cast is also almost like a pushback. Something that y'all are walking into. And driving into the night, the heat finally disappearing as the sun hides behind the horizon, and the air of the night brings at least a little bit of a alleviated temperature upon you. Your skin still wet with sweat, and clothing sticking like gum to it. Eventually, y'all linger around campsite, doing whatever y'all doing. I'm gonna have to roll something really quick.
Looks like we lost Dave for a little bit. He's restarting.
Oh, easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have. Okay, we'll do that.
So Narzag, you get 14 temporary hit points from Tarnik. every long rest, you get 14 temporary hit points.
Oh,
This heat is oppressive. It drains my energy.
Indeed.
Volsa is like, yes, it does. But we're in the shadows now. My area. And she will vanish into the shadows.
Bordak, you're supposed to be the leader? Maybe we should travel at night. This heat is oppressive. I'm sweating like a pig.
And then Tassara says, and it's pretty hot inside the wagon. As Tassara looks at Tarnik.
I also can create a cup of water, so no dehydration.
Inwin.
Not back yet.
Not sure. Dave? You back yet? Probably not. It's probably just lingering in there. It's alright. So,
Well,
this
his
is
icon's
happening.
there.
Let's see here. I'll put y'all around here. Just said that y'all was in Cubs thingamajigger.
And an alarm.
Alright, so what is this? Ooh. Tonic. I guess as people are resting through the night and stuff, what do you usually do when you're resting? Just take a hard bed?
I'd probably just curl up next to the forge, actually. You'd probably just fall asleep in the workshop.
Okay.
In the back of the wagon there.
Alright. So... Oh, I hear something.
Welcome back, Dave.
Welcome back.
Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
There you go.
Yay.
there you go.
What'd I miss?
Everybody rolling a constitution because it's so hot. And y'all currently at nighttime resting, making a camp. But yeah, everybody had to roll a 12 and above.
And an appeal to perhaps consider traveling at night.
Dang it. Natural 20.
Dang
Jesus.
it.
Dang it. No, I want those for battle.
It wasn't actually a constitution save, so, but still it'd be
It was
25.
a constitution.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
20
it's
is a 20
20 is a 20, so we'll go with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, constitution check. Let's see.
Man.
I need to see something really quick for Mr. Tarnik here. With the very interesting rolls. Excellent, excellent. All right, Tarnik. Unless anybody else is doing well, like anything else. Some of the elves, of course. Thea. Oh, go ahead.
And well, during the camp, can I work on the gland of that dragon and see if I can try to turn it into a potion or so?
Oh, I forgot. You have that gland. It's like going to go past 3 days right now. I'd say, yeah, you could have done something in the first few days if you wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Retro that a little bit. So, what would Cub be trying to do during the travels with that gland?
I want to see if I can either turn it into like a potion of resistance, or like or either like to resist the fire element or so for a little bit, or if it can provide a boost or something, or like boost in strength or something, or like or maybe even or maybe provide like a boost of like temporary hit points or something like that, or kind of like the idea like providing additional vitality or invigoration or so, or will it have the properties of providing resistance
I would
to
say
flames?
the properties of providing resistance is what you could probably work on. Interesting. Okay. So within the first few days, because it would spoil in 3 days, I would say you could have rolled me a DC 20 to at least come up with the, let's see. So at least to come up with the ingredients that you need to do this, and then another DC 20 to actually create it. So you need 2 consecutive DC 20s on your what are you doing, medicine?
I can do medicine.
Where were we rolling last time? I forgot for your potion stuff. I think it was medicine, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in those times, I'll also make sure to add my enhance ability, so that way it gives me advantage.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So for me, this the first check to come up with the ingredients to provide a resistance.
Yep. I'll say while you're walking here, there'd be plenty of herbs and such. Cool. So you would be able to. You'd made the first medicine, the second medicine, so yeah, you would be able to create a potion of fire resistance.
Sweet.
Yo.
Give me a second.
Just the
real
one?
quick.
Hey.
Just the one potion?
Yeah, so
I
far it's
imagine a
one
dragon-
potion.
Dragon's breath gland would be quite large.
Yeah. What would he need to be able to replicate it?
I mean, he can do the same. Just let me know what, how many you're gonna attempt to do, and I can give you an average.
It says you have the ability to
So-
detect weather. How does that work?
1, 2. Probably what? At least 4 potions, I think.
Okay.
Because Tarnik's the only one with fire resistance. So he doesn't need one.
Alright. Sorry about that. So basically I made a potion of fire resistance.
Yeah, so if you want to create 4 more, I would say that the only thing that would change is the DC to average it out. I mean, they're all going to be 20, but just increase DC to about a 22, and you can make all 4 of them. Just roll it twice, and you can make all 4 potions. And if you don't, I'll let you know.
Alright. And here's the during those times I'm still
Oh, you
making
only have
sure
to
my
roll
hand-
once. You already know the ingredients, so you only have to roll the one time.
Okay. Well, I'm still doing my enhance ability to make sure to keep the advantage while I'm making those. Oh, it did not go through. Okay, well, never mind.
Oh,
Even
25.
though that's my 25.
Nice. All right. Well, then, yeah, you'll be able to make 4 of those potions using the glen and the ingredients that we'll say that has to do with herbs that you could find out here in the hot territory of this particular area and region. So,
Fire resistance.
And
You're gonna pass the extras around to everyone, or you're just gonna hang on to all 4?
This is Cub we're talking about.
I have
He's gonna
4
hold
of
on
them.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Up there?
Yep, you have all 4 right now.
Okay.
to-
Oh wait, I did not. I don't think I added it. Hold on. Let me add the potions first to my inventory.
Well, so while you were doing that, what are you doing, Narzag? You're casting Druidcraft?
Yeah, every day, but it's a 0-level spell. Every day casting. It says I can predict the weather. Like, how does that work?
That's probably just through the magic of it.
This is from the ranger part.
So if you're doing that, so far it's just predicting that it would be still. I mean, it's not going to be stormy for the next couple of days. Most of the storms are more to your south than anything else. But right now, for the next couple of days, 24 hours, yeah, 24 hours. So that would be one day actually. So yeah, it's not going to be stormy. It's going to be like this, nice, hot, dry climate. In fact, the humidity is not working right now because it hasn't had any rain since y'all passed a few days ago, where it was wet. Rain had been visited by storms, or the land had been visited by
Speaking
storms.
of water, create a cool mist.
So Tarnik,
Okay.
after Cub is working on that, does anybody else want to do anything while camping? I know we're getting close to, well, it's already 10:05, so.
Not this time.
All right.
Normal routine.
So Tarnik, while you are sleeping, you will begin to dream. And how does she work? Ugh. All right. So you
Drink plenty of
begin
water.
to see the darkness of your sleep take shape as suddenly you were feeling the heat of the day. You could feel the warmth on your armor and even in the ground as the heat seeped up through your boots. And for some reason, your mind starts lingering on that, trying to piece the pieces together, maybe, as this dream starts switching over to where you think that you're somehow walking within fields of fire. And as you are walking within these fields of fire, you begin to see that indeed maybe all this talk of devils and such and hells, you see the ground begin to turn scorched black and some patches of red, the flames piercing up through the cracks, and the smell of perhaps burnt flesh that you can at least detect through your nostrils, kind of strong, and maybe sulfur and brimstone somewhere. And then you start seeing, as your vision just spreads out and floods into this area of land, suddenly seeing souls, something you're not used to seeing, you've heard of, but never actually witnessed. And you see souls screaming everywhere. And you see some of these souls like being dragged deep into lavas of river, trying to reach out for anything that they may be able to use in order to escape this agony. And then something pulls you away, and you are now seeing what seems to be some tree that's burning. And you see maybe a familiar face to you, a female elf child there. And you would recognize her as the one that used to travel with you. And then suddenly you switch places, and you can see as if you're seeing through the eyes, and you can feel the pain of this fire and you feel your skin just scorching, and you scream in agony. You can't help but to scream in agony because it's just so much, and it's not even numbing. It doesn't numb your senses at all, even because it's burning. And then from there, it suddenly, as you're screaming, vanishes, and now you're standing in perhaps what used to be an old home of yours. Perhaps maybe your, what would you say, like your family. And then your family, I think as Tarnik came from the north, would know to be able to go and hunt down, and depending would be goblins or elves or whatever, anything that he would think to be the weaker. I was say, I think Dave, I can hear you. I don't know if you want to mute yours. I think I can hear you moving dice.
It's dice again. Jeez, that's so sensitive. All right, yep.
No worries, sorry. Perhaps going out with his old clan or family or whatnot, Tarnik, depending on how his role was, perhaps hunting elves down, and suddenly you switch places and now you're within the elf body. Now you are the elf, and you see these orcs coming upon you, and for some unknown reason, even though you're you, in this dream you feel the fear and the dread of death coming to you as you are screaming as a female is trying to protect their young ones. All of a sudden you see this orc come in and slash her and behead her, and you hear the screams of a husband off in the distance somewhere now as your head just falls into the ground, and then suddenly death encumbers you, and then now you're a different elf, a male elf, running, and you breathing hard, and your muscles are on fire, and suddenly you feel an aching pain. Something pierces into your back, and you see a sword stick out through the front of your chest, and then you feel the last of your breath as your lungs deflate and fall to your knees, and then darkness overtakes you, and then you're standing in what seems to be the sky. You see stars all about you, flittering about. You've never seen stars do such a thing. And then from those stars, you see some figure start emerging. And this figure, it is an orc. But this figure, you can't help it but think that she's breathtakingly beautiful. Even among these ideas that we've seen of gods and such, maybe, but you see that she has that ethereal quality. She's tall, she stands graceful, and she does have those features of orcish strength, but strangely enough, you almost see that it has some sort of elven, maybe, delicacy to it, but her skin is pale, smooth green, but also faintly silver undertones that shimmer and against the almost like moonlight that these stars are throwing off. And her eyes seem to also shift between a silver blue and sometimes a bright green, and she stares at you as her long hair is flowing, almost like midnight black hair that seems to be alive, and her robes that are a deep indigo and silver that shift and shimmer almost like mist around her, and she has like a silver circlet, and you can see that a symbol is entwined within that circlet or etched into it. You see a star with an eye, and it does rest upon her brow, and you see like faint runic patterns. Not sure what they mean, but they do flow across even her arms. It's like living tattoos. And she looks at you and moves toward you. What is Tarnik doing as she moves toward you?
He kneels.
And as he kneels, does he do anything else besides kneeling?
Probably bows his head a little bit.
Okay.
In
And
other words, he's showing reverence and respect.
And this female moves forward until you can see her feet, and standing close to you, and you feel her hands, and you feel actually the palm of one hand against the back of your head, and says, "Truth, seeing, unveiling, clarity, and harsh reality." And with that, morning comes and Tarnik wakes up in wet sweat. And morning time is there, with the warmth of the sun finally breaking through the eastern horizon.
Tarnik wakes up and he calls out, "Lasara!" Just that, just one word.
Anybody else is there that hears that, they probably hear Tarnik call out that. As you say that, you hear Tessara. Tessara walks over and says, "Yes."
Yes, what?
Oh, I thought you yelled for me.
And you think I would yell for you? Go and get more wood.
Oh, of course. she goes out and goes to go get wood. Volta is just looks over at Bordak and is like, "What's wrong with Tarnik? What did he call? Did he say Lasara?"
What it sounded like to me.
Strange. And yeah, she's just like, "Yeah, who knows? Probably a nightmare." And she starts walking forward. And as she's walking forward, you see Thea just start looking around. I don't know if she's gonna make it, but let's see. And then she has her 1, 2. Okay. And she'll hold her hands up, signaling to the other elves and Tessara as she is running for wood. She'll try to signal to Tessara. Tessara can't see her. And because she can't see her, as she goes about to here, suddenly the ground opens up near her, and this large creature pierces through the ground. And as this creature pierces through the ground, where did it go? It completely disappeared on me. Un momento. That's a small creature. Can't be that one now, can it? There we go. This creature pops up right next to her, breaking the ground. And then on the other side, this other creature pops up over here. And this creature immediately looks over at looks over at Tessara as she was about to pick up some wood, and this creature looks to be ready to attack. And that's where we'll pause for tonight.
Goodness.
All right, and everybody can gain a heroic inspiration if they wish for some good role playing. Wish we did more role playing. Hopefully, everybody loved some role playing tonight.
Yeah.
That's good.
Y'all did some interesting encounters there, so I was like, oh. Because you're deeper into the lands is interesting, because I was like, you know what? Of all the stuff that was happening, there were more encounters that had to deal with conversation than combat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you for future watchers and any watchers that were lingering about. Until next Sunday, we will see you again. Good night and goodbye.
Good night.
Night all.
Good night.
Bye.